Well, and welcome into a very special Sorare Spotlight. I am Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdino on Sorare. Joined today by two titans of Sorare, Guy and Erwan. Gentlemen, great to see you. I imagine with the release of part 2 of the Sorare 27 gameplay announcement, you've had a nice, and it's out. Or are you already moving on to other things?
Yeah, we are moving on to other things, but yeah, very glad to be with you, Andrew. Very happy. First stream with you, so Sorare data really neat. I'm very happy and glad to see you.
Yeah, likewise, and indeed, like the part 2, indeed, it's good to get it out. Like, trust me, I mean, we want to get it as early as possible. Of course, yeah, lots of constraints from finishing, the deals with the partners, etc. So we did our best, and yeah, indeed, it's out now. So happy to discuss it.
So I think the English community doesn't know me much, but I'm famous in the French community because I leak stuff. So I like to leak stuff, but I will try to not during this stream.
Try to keep him in check.
Yeah, because if I leak something, the legal they don't like it. The legal team, they don't like it. But yeah, that's why I'm famous in France. So
we're not gonna rule out any leaks, so don't worry about it. But anyway, appreciate everybody coming in. If you guys have any other questions that you want covered, I actually had a couple that were sent to me through Discord and stuff that we can get through. But generally, Guy, you kind of mentioned it already about the issue with licenses and stuff, and how much you guys have to, you can plan all you want, but the licenses ultimately kind of direct where things end up. How much did you guys change based on the licenses? Obviously, you had mentioned in the blog that there was one that wasn't able to kind of get over the finish line. And I think the big question obviously comes down to the Premier League. And I think, there's only so much that can be said kind of publicly. These things are usually done, behind closed doors and whatnot. But I think the regular question that keeps coming up is is there an attempt to get the Premier League license back like we had it?
Yeah, I can take it. Yes, of course, we tried, but we are happy with the English Players Association. We'll be able to have a proper project. I saw already the card. To be honest, they are really good. So I think the community will like it. So the Premier League, of course, is better, but we will still try to get it for the next seasons. But it was not the reason that we wait for the announcement. Unfortunately, we were in touch with another big partner, but not done.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, we at the end we tried to get them all right. Like we talked about the Turkish and the others. So yeah, like the goal is to still stay a powerhouse. Owning a big, like all of them. We already own like so many out there, so that it's a huge portfolio already, but we always want more. So we'll always try to get those remaining ones.
Yeah, and for the first time, we have the championship, the English players that is the championship. So that's nice.
Indeed.
Yeah, we'll have to get used to all the new naming.
That's tough for us too.
So I want to jump in. There are a couple things that we can get to. There was one that actually just came right in. and it's mostly has to do with reward choice. And I feel like it's something that has been mentioned a couple times, and it's not necessarily laid out in the blog because it's not as simple as like, if you have this, you could also choose this, unless it is, in which case, can you kind of talk about where the opportunities will be for reward choice and what those choices might be?
Yeah, for sure. So at least the reward choice, I mean, for those who remember, actually it wasn't available at the beginning of last season. It came in like a couple of months later, and we saw a lot of engagement and a lot of love, because at the end of the day, I mean, we're giving the choice for the user to pick what they prefer. So this time, I mean, for this season, we're willing to add way more of those, trying to add it, across all modes and with more choices. So at least the big headlines is, if you look at the board, you're gonna have conversion from essence to XP. Like, some people like to expand their gallery versus making their own gallery stronger, right? So this is something new that we never had before, the essence versus XP. We will have things like limited essence towards rare essence, because if you're playing rare cards which are boosting your rewards, then like some of those are willing to pick rare essence versus. So as soon as you put one rare card which gives you more than the 500, like the 500 essence, then you're getting a choice to pick rare essence. So we have limited essence towards limited the XP. You have rare, like essence from limited to rare. You're gonna have also like the one that we introduced last year, which is cash to essence.
Yep.
As well, that you can get into. And then at higher rarity, there is a lot more like market credits to cash as well, and market credit to essence. So really, I mean, depending on the rank that you're getting and the amounts where it makes sense, we start offering reward shows. Like, we don't want to offer 200 essence limited or 40 rare essence. Like, when the amounts make sense, we start offering you a reward choice. That's a bit the principle.
And is that going to be available in Pro and Arena, or just Pro? Oh, it is both.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, there will be reward choices in both.
Excellent. And speaking of kind of Arena, you guys got rid of divisions and additionally added the subs. I don't think anything else needs to be said on the subs unless you guys had something else. But the change in divisions, or the removal of divisions, I think is a big talking point for people now. And I think it's funny because I've seen kind of the dual argument of nobody's going to play leaderboard because leaderboard's going to be so hard. But in order for leaderboard to be so hard, lots of people have to play it. And so it's either going to be nobody's playing it and it's easier, or everybody's playing and it's hard. But instead, they've combined the two. But ultimately, it comes back to classic, really, of people I think are more concerned about having these gigantic leaderboards because we all have lots of classic cards. And so was there a thought of keeping divisions in classic and not having them in season, or did it just make sense for you guys just to have everything the same?
Yeah, I mean, it was considered for sure. At the end of the day, like, what we figured out is, so it brought more frustration than other things. So if we look at like someone who had four teams, maybe, I mean, one in Division 1, 2 in Division 2, and 1 in Division 3, which was a bit what was on average for a specific manager. Like, in the long run, it ends up like evening out. So sometimes when you do a good performance in D1, you're benefiting from it because there's less competition, and a lot of time, which we hear, you do a very good performance in division in the others. So at the end of the day, if you look at it from the long run, it kind of it evens out, but at least it creates less frustration when you do a good performance. So by going for one division, we're not if you see, the tail of reward has increased tremendously, so that we ensure that even though with the large amount of participants, you still have a good tail to get rewarded for a good performance. So that's our thinking process on this one.
Yep.
Originally, we thought that in Division 3, like you will have like small budget play managers, but in the end they were frustrated because if they perform well during the game week, they end up with the highest place for Division 3, which is lower than the I think top 10 or top 20 in Division 1. So it's kind of frustrated for them. So that's why also we wanted to merge, because the original purpose of the division wasn't good enough, unfortunately.
The
What do you think, Andrew? Tell us.
I didn't have as much of a problem with divisions as other people, but I also I think I won Division 2 twice, and I don't think either time I could have won Division 1, so maybe I didn't have that negative experience that I could have won more. But I think it focusing on the player who outperformed everyone on the platform but was in a lower division, and being able to allow that person now to win the most, I think is the right call. Like, I think if you score the most, you should win the most. And so it become more competitive? Sure. But that's what the game is, competitive. It's not supposed to be easy.
Yeah, I agree. I think, to be honest, I think we still need to find a solution for those small budget managers to enjoy Sorare differently, maybe. So it will be a question for the future. That's something we have on the table for sure. But yeah, I agree with you also for the division. For now, at least the gameplay as it wasn't good enough.
And speaking of these very big leaderboards, but I actually want to focus more on in-season in terms of arena versus pro. Again, still trying to get myself to say these easily. Yeah. So I don't need you to share specific numbers or anything, but did you guys have kind of an idea or an estimate of how many people will be playing the limited leaderboard, limited arenas or rare arenas? Because I think there was a concern that there would be, tens of thousands of lineups in leaderboard, but we obviously have hot streaks or pro now separated from it, so all of those cards won't be in leaderboard. And so did you just not have a concern that there would be so many lineups in each one?
In season or
yeah, in season, yeah.
Yeah, on this one, I can confidently say, and we internally we talk about that we've done more than 40 iterations on this, being able to really see if we have the right price per league, that we have the right tails. This season, we really gave a lot of importance to how many the expected number of participants, and we even took a worst case, because before, as you said, we didn't have the split between PvE and PvP.
Right.
And right now we took a bit the worst case if we still have the same amount. And what we try to ensure is, so in rare, because the amount of cards and the amount of budget that is more focused on arena, we have looked in a way where we have a very respectable amount of managers hitting the cash, a very good cash tail. So with the new updated price pool that we added and communicated, we have we're at least towards the end of the season, you can still have leagues which have 10% of managers that are hitting the min cash. But that means at the beginning it's gonna be even way higher, because we wouldn't have minted all the cards. It's gonna be really a place where you're not just winning once every 20 game weeks, but if you're playing well over 3-4 lineups, you're gonna be able every week with your good lineup, to hit them. So for rare, we have looked at number of participants. They're public, right? So for PL, if you sum up, you would get around 2K, and so we took these a lot into consideration. For limited as well, same. We also, we shouldn't, of course, forget that the Essence and XP have a lot of good value and are assets that are very useful for managers. Either to make their gallery bigger or to make them stronger, to be able, to either win in arena or then in the board, use those XP. And so we also ensure that the tail there is also very good, so that when you do it top 20%, top 40%, you still get something, and when you do a top performance of top 5%, you're also getting the most important rewards.
So is the goal that you aim for 10, like that 10, the top 10% hit the cash line?
Yeah, so it depends exactly. Like it depends on the scarcity, and the more your arena / PvP oriented, the more that makes sense. That's also what we hear from the manager. That's also their expectations. So that's and you can get higher with higher scarcity, and it depends also on the league. And yeah, like this is at least for the cash, and then same for the others, for the other rewards, Essence and XP. We also aim for XP to get around 50%. Again, it depends on when you're in the season, but this is it. And Essence as well, like it's gonna be in between the cash and the XP from what you see in the video.
Yep. Speaking of arena, but going to smaller arena rooms, there really wasn't any discussion of those changing at all. Is that because they're not changing at all?
Yeah, I mean, indeed. So like those have came in again. A lot of like there was a iteration mid-season that we did on Arena. So there was a lot. Like I mean, Arena. It hasn't been that long that it's here, but we iterated many times and did a big update mid-season. And so we're happy with those and with the engagement that we have from it. And so for the new season, it's gonna stay mainly as is.
Yeah, lack of time, to be honest. I mean, I think we can improve it for sure, but for now, as Guy said, it's good as it is.
Yeah. We thought. I mean, I think we talked about it in a podcast around. Like, so we are in kind of V2 right now for Arena, but there is like this next level to be able to add also potential social element, like being able to configure
personalize your own arena.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something we have in mind, of course. But we have so much things to do. So definitely we need to prioritize.
Honestly, I don't think it needs many changes. It's certainly not to the degree that Sorare 27 came from Sorare 26. That arena, I think everybody has something that they can play, and so I don't think it's like. Somebody had commented to me that they didn't change the smaller room arenas at all. And the only arena change was calling leaderboards now arenas that continue to confuse me. But I think as a gameplay, I think it's really fun. I play it a lot. And so I think, could it be improved with more, specialization or whatever we want to call it? The more I do talk about that, the more you realize people want very specific things, and then I think what they'll find out is that very few people want to do exactly what they want to do. I think I had talked to Tolga about it, about being able to kind of create my own. And if that's the case, it's like, okay, I just want to play Ligue 1 under 23 with the 2022 car, and it's just like at some point nobody wants to play that with me, and so it's not really a successful arena. But I think it is positive that you guys like where it is now, at least that you didn't have to make any sort of drastic changes to it. But there was a comment in the live chat. I didn't scroll back to see who it was, but they were wondering if it's possible to for you guys to create something where you don't enter multiple lineups in the same arena. And I know for late arenas that can be a little hard because just the number of people who are entering. Mm-hmm. But I think there are like the pre-deadline ones where if you're just going quickly, you end up with the two lineups in the same arena. And if there's a way for you guys to kind of keep that from happening.
Yeah, that's a valid feedback. I mean, we already had done a patch where at least we had limited to 3.
Yeah.
Because at some point, there was some ridiculous number of someone.
I think they got all 10. Yeah.
Finding like the golden arenas somehow and then jumping on it. So that's fair. I mean, all of these are things. I mean, I encourage you to keep posting on whether on Discord or Twitter, like the Discord, the feedback ideas channel. I mean, just so that I think I unveiled it in another podcast, but like at least every week we have like the top ones that pop up, and internally we discuss it a lot. We treat it very seriously, and there's for us there's an ask to. I mean, it's either solved or we need to like do something about it. So
Guy built a tool that link the feedback idea channel to our Slack channel, and so the top 5 feedbacks are each week in Slack, and we debate. So that's pretty nice. So we see all your feedbacks. Sometimes not great, to be honest, but yeah, we saw it, and usually it's really good feedbacks.
Yeah.
The one very, very big part of Sorare that was not really addressed at all in either blog posts were midweeks, and particularly European competitions. And I guess that was kind of the big question, was like, wait, what is going to happen with Champions League, Europa Conference, and is it obviously we have kind of the we have some of the qualifiers happening right now for teams and countries that we didn't even know existed. But when we get into the kind of the heart of the Champions League, I assume there'll be some big announcement with that. But is there a reason you guys held that back for now?
Yeah, so just firstly, just what you said is so American, Andrew. Like, it's so American.
What, the teams we've never heard of?
No, country.
Did I say country too? My
said country.
My fault.
You're right. Sorry. I let you answer.
It's definitely so. Great question, and on this one, so as you said, like there will be a more dedicated announcement on the specifics of it. I think what we shared a little bit in the first part of the blog post, and also in some podcasts, that for those we know there is a problem of the amount of participants that we have versus also the rewards that were allocated, and the fact that there was no it's not one of the best competition, and we couldn't celebrate this. So the thing we're exploring is one at least first we want to at least guarantee the more than the prize pool that we gained last year. That's the first thing. But two, we want it to be exciting enough for managers, to follow the game. So we were looking at ways at least to also increase the prize pool in a way that is a win-win. And so the things that we were discussing were things like, instead of like an arena-like competition, can we again turn those into board competitions where you have cards where you could have also like having cards that are boosted in scores that gain you access to same concept as a board. Like this is one path that we're strongly considering. And so more details will be on this, but we want to bring novelty, and we want to be able to fund a better price pool. That's the goal.
Okay, makes sense. Speaking of gameplays that were options, is quick play gone forever?
Good question. I think Guy, you don't like it, right?
I don't like it as is.
How come?
The way at least we've done, as you know, like, because at some point at the end of last season, we sat down and we said, okay, there's like a lot of live ops kind of gameplay events that happen, and we need to consolidate. The way we see it is, at least the boards that we have, we want it to be, the foundation of the way you play like PvE, and then have configuration options for it. So in a way, you can imagine a board that we have, but instead of having, you have 4 lives, but instead of having 4 lineups, you have 4 players where you have to actually guess the score. The thing I didn't like was that it was too punishing in a way where you needed, like, it was very punishing where you put players, and as soon as you have one wrong target, you're out. Yeah. So it was kind of intense in that sense. And here at Sorare, we want something where it encourages to play. You can feel it's still go out, and so more taking the board we have and then using the live system, but being able to configure, instead of a lineup, like a player target.
And also the goal was to lower the amount you need to spend for your first buy, for example, you can buy just one player and play with it. But the data show that it didn't work well.
Yeah, like it was
this sides.
Yeah, I mean, indeed, like because it was again very hard and very punishing. So if you can get the best of both worlds of the board, which is let you play. I mean, the first level would maybe require you just. I mean, again, like just you have one player you have to get once, and then you're able to go up levels. So in short, quick play as it was. Is not planned anymore, but we do like it, and we hope to bring it back in some live ops events, through the boards that we have.
That makes sense. As a way to get people to buy just one or two cards, and if it didn't work, then it didn't work. I get it. Are we going to see any change in missions, like daily missions or others, or are those going to be pretty standard from what we saw from Sorare 26?
Yeah, on those, so they will because I mean, of course, like we want to strike a nice balance between the novelty that we bring and the stability. Like for this one, it's more like keeping with the same structure. So for those, they're gonna remain similar to what we have.
Okay.
We will also to introduce it better in the product, because for now it's a bit hidden. Like if you don't know the mission, you need to have to go to the home page, then to the mission tab, etc. So it's probably a bit too hidden. So we will try to introduce it more into the product. If I'm
sure, no, 100%. And speaking of this, I mean, for anyone who's interested in, we're opening up a bit for beta for around 100 users to test the new navigation, which I mean, like. In a way, because we're introducing, it's the stuff that Chulka showed during the keynote. Those we're opening up right now for those who play MLS and want to have a feel for it. Feel free to tag. I guess I'm gonna send to Elliot to send their information, and we can add them to the beta starting today.
Wow. Okay. There we go.
Opportunity.
So the Essence conversion from 26 to 27, I believe, is happening next week. Is that right?
Next week?
It's happening on Monday.
Monday, the 20th, right?
Yeah. Sorry, yes.
So those. So people with less than 1,000 Essence will get clues. Where do we get clues in Sorare 27? Or is it just burning? Like, can we win clues in Sorare 27? And if so, where do we win them?
It will be tougher to win clues, to be transparent, because, I mean, we realized that clues was really powerful. Yeah. And so maybe we gave too much, we rewarded too many clues last year. So now we want the clues to have a bigger value, so people can realize that it's actually really valuable to have clues. But it's also the fun part of the crafting system, so we will still continue to reward it, but maybe at a lower pace, to be honest, especially during the start of the season. But you will still be able to buy the clue directly with essences, for example. It will not change, and of course in different kind of mission, but it will be maybe a bit harder, to be honest.
There are collections, right? And,
you will be able to win clue in the collection missions too,
which wasn't available last year. I mean, same. I mean, you would be able to win also XP, Essence, etc. For those who were anyways collecting, like they're gonna get those extra rewards next season.
Yeah, I think very few people did the conversion of clues to Essence, meaning if you had a league clue that was worth 10 of them, that's worth 1,000 Essence essentially. Now 2,000, and so it. I think people just kept accumulating them, not realizing kind of how valuable and powerful.
Exactly, that's my point. That's why we need to find a way to give them more value. So we are still thinking about it. So as Guy said, it will be in the collection mission. we were still thinking about other way to reward them, but yeah, I think people doesn't realize how powerful it can be to have clues.
Agreed.
I mean, it's what the data showed.
I want to go back to it's essentially the top flight in England issue that lack of license there. But if the solution to still being able to offer the Prem is with this agreement with the internet, I don't remember what it's called. Is it essentially FIFA Pro?
Yeah, essentially, yeah. The
I'm
player
happy.
association.
Player association. I'll use that. That's fine. So if that's what we're going to do for England, was there any consideration of doing that for Italy, Turkey, Denmark, like the leagues that we have had previously on Sorare and don't have now?
The rights are different according to the different country. For the England, it was possible. For Italy, I think it's not possible. For example, I'm not sure, but I think it's not. So it will be case by case. But for now, we have great contact with La Liga, Bundesliga, Ligue 1. So no need with those big leagues, for example. And for the Turkish or the Denmark, yeah, it can be. It also depend with the gameplay we want to do, because now with the hot streak, it makes less sense to have a big portfolio of clubs. I mean, in my opinion, so we need to be carefully when we choose to have partners. I don't know if you agree, but
no, at the end, it's like this decision. I mean, because again, I mean, we get the question: do we sign Australia? Do we sign whatnot?
Is that a leak?
Crazy league.
But yeah, at the end, of course, like the goal is definitely like work as hard as possible to get the IP. I mean, yeah, get the best leagues, and that's still our North Star. And same for the English top flight. Like at least in the near future.
Yep. And so for the English top division, whatever we're calling it, how will collections work? Does it look the same and it's just a different name, or like how will it work? And there was actually a separate question as well in terms of the cards themselves. Like, I think because of the Players Association, you will have like player pictures. They just won't necessarily have the same, like the
No, I think, I mean, as Erwan was saying, like the experience, you'll see it, and when we saw it, because it gave us confidence that it was gonna look good.
It will be similar as of the World Cup.
Even better, I'd say. At least
even better. I agree,
because the shadow is another thing, but
it will be easy to.
And it's gonna be better than the MLS one that we had 6 years ago, done by like some freelance.
Don't worry, the body will not be cut. And
just
no
big head. Okay.
It's way better.
It's way better. I mean, I think the designer team is doing a great job. Like even you'll see like the attention to detail that they give to edit. Like they're getting better and better, and we've seen it for every iteration of color. And
for example, Alon will have Azure. Azure jersey. We'll have like black and white jersey. You know what I mean, but
when you see it, and with the nice design of the card, etc., like you directly identify, you should directly know the team as well.
No, your player.
And maybe we're writing, but I think it's gonna feel very similar, and the gameplay is not gonna change, and like the speed of being able to do your lineup, and is like the goal is to maintain that for as a user experience.
And so if you had a number of cards from different leagues on your screen, the new in-season cards, unless you like really examined each one, they would look the same as all the other license leagues, other than
at least from, I mean, you see, because the design,
small difference,
but like they're not going to have different designs or anything. They'll just
No,
be
no, just the picture, but
Yeah.
the card itself will be the same.
Yeah. Okay.
Design card.
And the 2 English leagues are the only ones that we have this for?
Yeah.
For Sorare 27, obviously we have the internet, the World Cup ones
season.
now. Yeah. Are we going to get the wheel back for Pro?
Yes, we will have the wheel back for Pro. We will announce it later, I think, but it will be different from last year, but still enjoyable.
Okay. I don't think I specifically got the answer, or maybe it did say it, but for the English leagues, the collections, they'll all work the same as any other league, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
And it'll be clear what teams they are and all that stuff.
And just also to add something on the wheel, because last year we only had the wheel and the royalty box also. But next year you will have like the collection mission, as Guy said, which will work the same. Like you will buy a card and you will be rewarded for it. What we change is that only purchase from the primary market will be
and the reward cards.
And the reward card, of course. But I mean, you need to be the first owner, basically, of the card. Which will allow us to provide good reward for collection mission. Yeah. So I know, for example, for arcade, collection mission are really good. Like, I mean, I wanted to collect all the players to get the rewards. So the plan is to have the same goal for Pro. So it will be really good. I mean, that's the aim. So it's kind of a promo, So you buy a card and you get a reward, but it will be like a continuous promo.
Yeah, I can say. More long term
promo, and it's also reward the collector, the collectioner, the collector. Sorry, the collectors, because I know in Sorare we said like Sorare doesn't think about the collectors, etc. So that's why also we wanted to introduce the collection mission.
Okay. You mentioned in the blog about how Liga Portugal has its own competition. We have a lot more teams, but there are a couple that are not in yet, but you're kind of confident that they will be brought in. Separately, we have 3 Ligue 2 sides. Is there any thought that increases throughout the season?
Sorry?
For the Ligue 2?
Yeah.
League 2.
What's the question?
I mean, like, are we increasing the amount of teams in League 2? I mean, since we said in Portugal we are looking to increase, but are we doing for League 2? And for League 2, I mean, maybe you know more, but I mean, again, we still have open discussions, but at least from my understanding, and again, like, don't take this for granted, but. Like, there is not a big chance that we add more, but if there is, like, we definitely communicate. So, I don't know if you have other information.
No.
Yeah. I apologize for asking all the license questions since it's not either of the departments.
You want me to leak something?
I was trying.
And you see what I can say? Aruca from the Liga Portuguese. They say no. They say no to it.
What are they? I don't even know who they are.
We will not have Aruca. Sorry for Aruca supporters in the chat. We will not have Aruca.
What were their rank last year?
I don't know. But,
do you know Andrew?
I just needed to.
Do you even know Aruca existed?
In what country? I just wanted to. I just needed to make sure if we didn't get more. I was hoping that there would be a number of more teams on the whiteboard behind you, but but it's clean now. Anyway, I actually want to go into the super rare and unique for a little bit, because I think that was where there's kind of the biggest separation in gameplay. And I think you guys have gotten a lot of feedback over the years that super rare and unique is very different to rare. Rare is different to limited. Can you kind of talk a little bit about how, essentially, why we have like the rest of the world in super rare and unique, but we have contender in limited and rare, and why those don't kind of mimic each other?
Do you want to give? I mean, I can also give.
You can answer.
No, I think it's like a combination of course, we've been talking a lot with the with the VIPs also to get their feedback and opinions, because I mean we could have gone either way. We could have ended up with the same. At the end of the day, of course that scarcity is very specific because of the amount of cards that you have, and then relative like to the price pool that you're offering. So in a way, I mean, there was at least we prefer at least for those leagues to have to mix them, to offer like an exciting leaderboard there versus splitting more. So that's one of the reason why we went there. I think like that's the main one, and it is the same reason why. So, I mean, again, we decide to merge into contender for the pro house streak. Like we're not able to leave Ligue 2 alone or Bundesliga 2 alone. Like there's not enough participants and players to be able to justify its own competition. It would end up not exciting, and that's the reason why we merge regions.
Okay. That makes sense. I that was sort of my guess, that because at least with those higher scarcities, there's just not enough cards to have like a full dedicated leaderboard that pays anything meaningful for people who want to play.
Yeah, for rare, like if you look at the price pool, they're still like good. I mean, again, when we look at good podium, good top, still good medium, and then a nice tail, and when it doesn't respect that, we ask those questions.
Yeah, we did different simulation, and it was the better from reward point of view, and that's the main reason, as Guy said.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was kind of the question of why it came up, and I gave an answer which was thankfully similar to yours, but I wanted to hear from you guys to start. Is there anything that you guys, and this is probably something you shouldn't say out loud, but I'll ask it anyway. Is there anything?
That's a question for you.
Yeah. Were there any ideas that you guys were kind of discussing, or changes that you didn't implement that you thought, maybe would be successful and then decided not? Or like, is there anything that didn't make it in that you guys did consider quite a bit?
There's a lot, probably. A lot of them. I mean, what can we interesting? I mean,
the one team in leaderboard.
Yeah, I mean, there's even worse than this. I mean, at some point we did think of going all-in limited PvE, like pro, in a way, not half.
Yep.
So that was considered. And from the feedback, like it felt that like people prefer to still have some arena, even unlimited. That's one. And same like for rare, like having it only in arena. This one, I mean, people were saying like no, they also enjoy having this these cards that increase the rewards that they're playing for.
The arena capped also.
The arena cap.
Because because now we have the in-season hot streak and the arena separated. So basically, you can play with whatever player you want in the hot streak. And we thought maybe we need to add restriction to have a skill gameplay, for the arena. But I know I don't know. That's something we can consider in the future too. But that's also why it's cool to have a different game mode now. That you can maybe have an expert game mode, the arena game mode, and like a casual game mode with the hot streak, easier to play, and you don't need to think about or this player has 50 and 10 or something like that. So yeah, I don't know. Still discuss. Still discuss.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, all of these are indeed like same for what else? Yeah, I mean, subs we talked about. I don't know if there's something else.
I mean the scoring bonus also, but maybe
Yeah, there's like indeed like for the rares, but then for those we preferred more
yeah,
the
for real.
special
I mean,
edition. Yeah.
and add also like one board with like 10 steps, for example, and you can have limited, rare, super, and unique with scoring bonus in it. And for example, only the last step are achievable if you have 5 unique, for example. But you will have also, just one board, and all the scarcity can play in this board.
Yeah, that was also
Yeah, that was discussed
Yeah.
too. So yeah, we are very transparent. That's why.
So scoring metrics.
Yeah, too.
Very
Yeah, I
similar.
want. Please, I want to get rid of the last man take home. Like, but he doesn't want. Like, yeah.
What?
No, you don't.
No, honestly, we were very close to doing it even last patch. Like it was even written in the blog, and then we backtracked when we heard. I mean, again, like this is. I mean, there's a few decision that at the end. I mean, we like talking to the community, etc. I mean, again, we give. I mean, maybe people don't think that, but sometimes we give too much importance to what the community said that we sometimes. Decide. I mean, at least for the good. Like when there's good reasons and logic behind it, then we take the decision. At least for the last 10%, to adapt. So I mean, like the classic rare. I mean, it makes the classic rare reward boost makes sense. Like, it didn't make sense that we offer for the limited classic versus rare classic, the same utility. So okay, that made sense. Let's act on it. But yeah, like for the scoring bonus, indeed, the last man tackle. I mean, has been a source of pain that like for everyone, even for the frustration of the game, and because it's the decisive that comes in late and not, and so it plays around with those 5 minute rules, and it's very subjective and it depends on the league, so there's that.
And of course, if we remove so it's not the case for next season, but if we remove the last man taker, we will balance the other stats.
Indeed,
so in the end, it will be the same, but it's just like it's very subjective. So, for example, Kubasi, last game, he had the last man taker.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
It's always, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like guaranteed
because they play high in the field, so
he gets them. Yeah.
He's often in 1v1.
Yeah. But when we want to do this, I think at least because we were making. At least we prioritize other changes, and also for stability. Like the things that we need to pick our battles, and we want to also, if we're changing some stuff and we know it's for the best of the game, then I mean we need to keep other things stable. So for the scoring metric, we said at least they're stable. If we want to do a change, we need to really talk about it early with the users, maybe during a winter update, to communicate more about what we plan to do, and so that's why we didn't do it.
Yeah, and to be honest, if next season we are on this stream saying that and explaining why we removed the last man tackle, that means that the game will be very stable. Because
Was it not in response to Cucurella's last man tackle against France? That had nothing to do with it.
Also, yeah. Okay. I don't know when, but. That's crazy. Last man tackle. I ate.
No, but even getting that many points, as equivalent to scoring goal, etc. Also sometimes because this action sometimes is not that powerful. But anyways, there's a lot of subjectivity, and I know I always talked about I always found it unfair how Sar from Lens can get 100 by conceding 2 goals and doing 0 decisive action. Does it actually make sense and things like that? And when you look at the scoring matrix, there's some players that benefit from some stats specifically where we get to those cases. But again, as we said, these are subjective things, and some people prefer one thing over the others. But at the end, we want a scoring matrix that reflects the performance of a player, and so that's why this takes time to get right.
I want to go back. We have just a couple minutes here, but we're talking about the rare reward boost and how you guys were thinking about score boosts for the higher scarcity cards. Is there a reason you guys prefer having like rare cards be a reward boost instead of a score boost?
It's at least from when thinking more about it and interviewing, like that made more sense to keep the game, intact, not having there's two things. One is for set, we treat the special edition more as a scoring boost. Exactly. And that's something we believe is a better structure to keep also for pro when adding it. So the scoring boost would come from special edition, and the reward boost would come from scarcity. That's at least where we landed on, and we feel at least you can get both words and in a cleaner way.
Speaking of the potential of scoring boosted cards in pro, do you guys have a percentage of the supply that will be like? Obviously, it's not going to be every card. It's not going to be, everyone since this date. So is there, for those of us who may go in and buy those cards, is it the possibility that they're going to be 10 rares per player, 3? Like what are we, if you guys can share that?
We can leak. Andrew, I can leak.
Okay.
We'll announce the exact details very soon, actually. But it will be very tiny. Like, don't expect it to be 10 of a player. Like, I can't give you the exact quantity, but it will be very tiny. And on special occasion, like Guy said, it needs to remain special edition cards, so it needs to be scarce. And
limited in time as well.
Yeah, and also only on hot streak, not on the arena in season, of course.
So keeping integrity of the game.
We want to keep the integrity of the game, so it will only be on the hot streak, and probably a temporary boost, not a permanent boost. That still need to discuss it, but that's the aim for now, and I think that's all.
Yeah, I think like the last piece, maybe at least philosophy-wise, probably like the players that score less, the roster player, like those, we would have, we give them maybe a bit more supply and a bit more boost, because then those suddenly become interesting to play. When you're playing with the Ran stack for Mr. Erwan's favorite team, then suddenly you have a strategy to be able to give a bit more relevance to those teams in a pro environment.
Yeah, the goal is like to give more importance to roster impact players with a bigger boost, the biggest boost. So, for example, I can maybe win the last step with my Ren stack, which will be very nice for me because
which was impossible, which is pretty a bit. Very
not
hard.
Impossible.
Not impossible.
Sometimes
it's hard.
We win 5-0. So
for
the goal is also to, I don't know the English word for vibrer, to live to experience the game, even if you support not a bad team, but like not the best one.
Yeah.
Or at least be able to, mix it with a good team, like have a defensive stack of with like an attack of PSG and be able to.
That's the goal. And again, it will only be for Ostrich, not arena season. That's really important because we don't want to break the game of anything.
So
go ahead.
So I think we had previously mentioned the possibility of like a champions or European continental hot streaks. And I think that's where people were starting to think, they'll have a Champions League card of a player and that will be the score boost. But are you saying that some of these boosted cards could be used in kind of the domestic league hot streaks as well?
Yeah, that's what we need to define. But indeed, like one idea would be to sell those and then make them available for, say, the duration of the group stage for both the European Nights League and say like their own board. These are things that we need to figure out exactly, but that's a bit the idea.
Okay.
But I think the boost will not be as big as we did for the World Cup, for example, because 30% was way too high. So it will be a smaller boost, but still useful, but a smaller boost.
Okay. My last question, because I think we have some more streams coming up on this channel, but came from the live chat. Have you guys, are you open to the possibility of having classic unique cards count as in-season cards for lower scarcity competitions? Meaning, obviously in super and unique, the classic unique can be used essentially as an in-season super rare. Can we?
No, to be honest, not really. I think classic unique, they are really useful. You still have a boost in season super rare unique, yeah, and also now in classic unique you can win cash, which is the only scarcity when you can win cash in classic. So I think it's an improvement from last season, and I hope if we manage to do more revenue in unique this year, we'll still improve. We'll continue to improve the classic division in unique, and of course for all scarcities. But now we are talking about unique.
Yeah. I think that's all the time we have. So Guy and Erwan, I was appreciate you guys taking the time to go through all of this. I know once the blog goes out, I'm sure you're just like, okay, we're done with that. And then you get asked to talk about it even more here. So thank you for coming on. Thanks for everybody who joined in the live chat. If you guys have any other questions, you can leave a comment on YouTube, Discord, Twitter, like they'll be seen, don't worry. And so any feedback or questions will certainly be answered. So guys, do you have anything else before we go?
No, thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.
It was really cool. And you, I mean, maybe we don't have time, but what do you think is the best improvement we did, or the worst? Like, what do you hate? Tell us.
Mine is more about licenses, and so that's not. I can't blame you two for that.
Okay.
Denmark,
Midland?
yeah, Argentina. There are clubs. These are clubs that clubs I didn't know existed. I did know that Denmark and Argentina existed, but I didn't know that about Midtjylland before Sorare, and so Sorare opened up a lot of that to me, and so they always have a special place in my heart here, along with my 2 signed jerseys that Sorare gave me as well. So it's and I know those licenses are always the trickiest part of all of this, and so but for the most part, yeah, I think Sorare 27. I think there's because it's just a lot for people, and I think the way that a lot of us who have been on the platform a long time, we think about how we can play everything, and I don't think it's really built to play everything. It's built to specialize on what you know and love, and so I think you guys are moving in that direction, and we need to move the community into realizing that they should really focus on what they love about it.
Yeah. Do you want one more leak?
Yes.
It's no, but because you talk about Argentina, and actually last season we talked with Fifth Pro about Argentina, but unfortunately we didn't manage to secure the deal. So I don't know, maybe we will try again for next season. But I like also Argentina. I want Brazil and Argentina to be honest. I think it will fit very well with our product. So. I mean, personally, I will push for it, but it's hard to get all the deals. Sorry, we want.
Yeah. Yep. It happens, but there's a very passionate South American community for Sorare that would love Brazil and Argentina. So there you go. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Get back to work. and we'll see you around.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.